Good morning. Friends, today we have a very special lesson. This is the Shabbat before the Congress, what we call the Great Shabbat. We have many friends who are coming from abroad. Yesterday we were in the meal, we talked about confidence, how important it is for us to demonstrate his confidence before the friends and to give each power and strength that we are following the footsteps of the Kabbalist, and what a privilege we have to sit today before Arar and in general, and we also wanted to even hear the live examples that we have from one of the friends that we already heard before, but we will hear him again from the Turkish CLE, and to get an impression from the confidence that we get from our great friends in whom the Creator has awakened the point in a heart. So healer, please. This confidence is a present that is given by the Creator to all of us. As this confidence is present, and we will take present, and we will do everything to spread this present to all the world, in order to spread this light that is given by our Ravi. We came together in this morning here in order to build this confidence. We will enter this morning lesson together in one heart, in one man. We now want to enter a very, very serious workshop where we will express our willingness to go for broke. So active workshop, we pledged to go all out. Now what will make our ten a vessel worthy of receiving from the upper one what he wants to give us in the convention? Again we pledge to go all out. What will make our ten a vessel worthy of receiving from the upper one what he wants to give us in the convention. Active workshop. Sir, I didn't bring an answer from home. I tell you only one thing, we which in order to achieve the goal, only one thing, this is to trust the Creator. To trust the Creator means faith. It means to realize that everything that we feel, everything that happens to us is all right. It's a part of the path, and if we will remove away all the doubts and just trust with full faith, we're already in that state of a connection. We need to turn our intentions ultimately into intentions of bestow, because otherwise any abundance we receive will go to the wrong place. To invert our intentions now, we need to truly connect and feel that we are in one heart, one feeling, and it's fine that we don't understand ahead of time how to do that, because what opens the path is the effort, and that's what's required of us now, to make efforts with all our strength to connect, and then our intentions will change. The light will shine, and we'll be able to give, to receive the abundance, and to relate, convey onwards properly. This Congress is under the sign of the subtlety of the soul, having a soft heart, have a heartful approach. The more we will approach other Congress and make the preparations in a week that we have left to open our heart more and more and bring the friends into it, the Creator will do his part. We need to search how to connect in the deepest form possible, to feel the friends in the tea more and more, and to come in congealed as one into the Congress. What can turn us into a worthy vessel, or a vessel not all, is the connection between us. The more we make efforts in the direction of connection, as I've said a few days ago, even like children, just with an open heart, with a soft heart, to that extent we will be able to turn into a vessel. Yes, to turn a 10 into a worthy CLE. It's a 10 that serves the whole world. CLE, the whole world, the Creator in its unity, in its request for unity. So we should constantly be in that request. Every second we should help each other to be in a request, that between us mutual responsibility. We want to build that in the tent, that demand and responsibility towards each other. We want the Creator to dwell amongst us, so we have to annul ourselves towards each other, incorporate, and to create a connection so that he has a place, and the effort to connect. That's our exertion, our prayer, our exertion in love. Friends, it's like the friend said before, the question that we pledged to go all the way. Now already we're looking ahead, head towards the Congress, but we're going all the way for the full Monty right now. So that's it. This is how we will now in the lesson become attached to every word by Our every word by our, and we will advance. Together, yes, it's written that we. Pledge means that all of us together make an effort to complete this mission, and to also let's add the inspiration we have from the preparation towards the Congress. It accumulates every day from day to day. And now also we'll do everything to be in one. Prayer, yes, we need to make efforts to find the connection with the Creator and not let go of it to just settle for a good relation between us. But that this good relation will allow us to discover the force of Pisto, the force of the Creator that exists, and to adhere to Him. This is how we will be a worthy vessel for Him, yes, and we should say that besides, for the efforts where I want to believe, I want to be and I want to connect, we have to remember who gives that to us. We not to take action, we are the will to receive, we ask of the Creator. Right, we make requests, and we just allow the process to happen. So remember, I want, and I have to ask it of the Creator, because only He acts. Dear beloved friends, let's now hear an excerpt by Bam, who wrote this excerpt for us into our heart. Many years ago he wrote it for us. For this moment right now is preparation for our Congress, so let's hear it for the very first time, and for the very last time. You lack nothing but to go out to a field that the Lord has blessed, and collect all those flaccid organs that have drooped from your soul, and join them into a single body. In that complete body the Creator will instill His divinity permanently, and the fountain of intelligence and high streams of flight will be as a never-ending fountain again. You lack nothing but to go out to a field that the Lord has blessed, and collect all those flaccid organs that have drooped from your soul, and join them into a single body. In that complete body the Creator will instill His divinity permanently, and the fountain of intelligence and high streams of flight will be as a never-ending fountain. So now let's take advantage of the opportunity that we have, where we all feel that the whole CLE is gathering. We're in a time of gathering. We all feel how the whole world CLE, all of us, the entire CLE is moving, and it's beginning to converge more and more towards our Congress. Let's now put in the extra effort above our reason, so that this gathering will be complete whole. So right now we will start forcefully to gather all of the deficiencies of our 10, to unite them into one deficiency which we will raise to the Creator. Now we will capture all the deficiencies of all of our friends in the 10, and with a great request to the Creator, we will unite them and raise them to the Creator. Silent Works. Shum. Hello, we should be reading from the writings of Rash, the article, the agenda of the Assembly Part 2. You can find all of our texts on Kabbalah Media Info, as well as on the platform where you can send us questions live. Good morning, friends. First of all, let's think about the health of our this is the Shabbat before the Congress. We're very excited. We have a special article that we will enter together. Many friends already came from all over the world, and we're very happy that our home is filling up, and we will go through the article together and build a clear of preparation. So first time we read the article in full, after which feel it together, share discernments, then we'll read the article piece by piece, old workshops, and let's allow Rash to lead us. Please, the writings of Rash, the agenda of the Assembly. Our sages wrote, quote, RSH said one should always praise the Creator and then pray. From where do we have that? From Moses, as it is written, and I pleaded and, quote, interpreted, that when one wishes to ask for a favor from another, he must, no one, do what he asks of him, because if he doesn't, there's no point in asking, and two, that he has a kind giving heart. This is so, because he may have what he asks, but not the kind heart that would give. First, one needs to praise the Creator, meaning to believe that the Creator has everything that one is asking for, and that the Creator is merciful and grants everyone his wish for the best. It do follows that when the friends gather in one place the assembly is certainly for a purpose, since when one allocates part of his time, which he would use for his own needs, relinquishing all his engagements, comes to take part in the assembly, he wishes to acquire something. It is important to try that when each of the friends goes home, he should see what he came to the assembly with and what he has acquired now that he is going home. Sometimes during the assembly of friends, everyone feels good during the meeting. At that time, it does not occur to them to contemplate with which possession they will go home. What do I have in my hands which I acquired at the assembly of friends, and did not have before I came to the society? And then he sees that he has nothing. This is similar to what is written, quote, when you come into your friend's vineyard, you may eat grapes until you have satiated your soul, but do not put any in your vessels. We should interpret it such that when the friends gather, this is called your friend's vineyard. When you sit and eat and drink together, talking about this and that, and the body enjoys it during the action, this is similar to, quote, you may eat grapes until you are sated, until your soul is sated, rather, end quote. But when you go home and wish to see what you have in your vessels, to take some livelihood home, when we leave the gathering and wish to examine what we have in our vessels after all the parting, we see that, quote, but do not put any in your vessels, and, quote, in other words, there is nothing in the vessels with which to revive the soul after the assembly. However, when one exerts, should make certain that it is not without reward. It is, as we say in the prayer, it came unto sign, quote, lest we labour in vain. And rather, when one goes to an assembly, he should acquire nourishments there, so that when he goes home, he will be able to see if he has something to put in the vessels. Then he will have the nourishments to feed himself until the next meeting, and until that time he will have from what has been prepared, meaning from what he has acquired during the assembly of friends. Therefore, first one must praise the importance of the gathering, and then see what to acquire from that activity. It is as our sages said, quote, one should always praise the Creator and then pray, end quote. In other words, the beginning of the assembly, meaning the beginning of the discussions, which is the beginning of the assembly, should be about praising the society. Each and everyone must try to provide reasons and explanations for their merit and importance. They should speak of nothing but the praise of their society. Finally, its praise should be disclosed by all the friends. Then they should say, now we are through with stage 1 of the assembly of friends, and stage 2 begins. Then each will state his mind about the actions we can take, so that each and everyone will be able to acquire the love of friends, meaning what each person can do to acquire love in his heart for each and everyone in the society. And once stage 2 is completed, suggestions regarding what can be done in favour of the society begin. Stage 3, this concerns carrying out the friends' decisions about what should be done regarding the praise of the society. In the giving of the tar, he introduces the matter of love of friends, that by bonding with the friends he can obtain the greatness of the Creator, since the whole world is immersed in self-love, and he wishes to go by the path of bestow, and this is against the common to you, because this is the nature we were born with, due to the purpose of creation, which is, as was said, quote, his will to do good to his creatures, and all our power to resist it, to act to the contrary, that not only do we not want to receive for ourselves, but rather we want to give, which is considered that all our actions will be only in order to bestow contentment upon our Maker, is because it is within the nature of bestow that when one gives to an important person, he enjoys it. It follows that without pleasure one cannot do anything, because it is against nature. However, we can replace the pleasure. This means that instead of receiving pleasure from an act of reception, we will wish to receive pleasure from an act of bestow, for that is called equivalence of form. We should say that as the Creator enjoys giving to the creatures. We should likewise enjoy giving to the Creator, otherwise meaning if we have no joy or pleasure while we give to the Creator, we are blemishing the equivalence of form. It is as our sages said, quote, there was no joy before him as on the day when heaven and earth were created, end quote. There was no joy before the Creator since the day the world was created, like the joy that he is destined to enjoy rejoicing with the righteous in the future. Therefore, if we have no joy while we are keeping the commandments of the Creator, then if one aims in order to bestow, it is not considered equivalence with form, because one can only be glad where there is pleasure. It follows that if he has no delight or pleasure in giving to the Creator, it is still not regarded as equivalence of form that he has room to receive the upper abundance, since he is still lacking the pleasure that the Creator has while giving to the creatures. Therefore follows that the whole basis upon which we can receive delight and pleasure, and which is permitted for us to enjoy, and is even mandatory, is mandatory to enjoy an act of bestow. Thus there is one point we should work on: appreciation of spirituality. This is expressed in paying attention to whom I turn, with whom I speak, whose commandments I am keeping, and whose Torah I am learning, meaning in seeking advice concerning how to appreciate the giver of the Torah, and before one obtains some illumination from above by himself, he should seek out like-minded people who are also seeking to enhance the importance of any contact with the Creator in whatever way, and when many people support it, each one can receive assistance from his friend should know that two is the least plural, meaning that if two sit together contemplating how to enhance the importance of their Creator, they already have the strength to receive enhancement to the greatness of the Creator in the form of awakening from below, and for this act the awakening from above follows, and they begin to have some sensation of the greatness of the Creator. And according to what is written, quote, in the multitude of people is the King's glory, end quote, it follows that the greater the number of the collective, the more effective is the power of the collective. In other words, they produce a stronger atmosphere of greatness and importance of the Creator. At that time each person's body feels that he regards anything that he wishes to do for holiness, meaning to bestow upon the Creator, as a great fortune that he has been privileged with being among people who have been rewarded with serving the King. At that time every little thing he does fills him with joy and pleasure, for now he has something with which to serve the King, to the extent that the society regards the greatness of the Creator with their thoughts during the assembly, each according to his degree. It's the importance of the Creator in him, thus he can walk all day in the world of gladness and joy, meaning that he enjoys every little thing that he does concerning the work of the Creator. This is so because if he remembers that he should contemplate spirituality for even a minute, he immediately says, I am already grateful and praising and glorifying the Creator, since he believes that now the Creator has called him and wishes to speak with him. And when a person imagines that the King is calling him, telling him that he wants to play with him, what joy would he experience then, and what high spirits would he have? Certainly in that uplifted state he would not think any trifling thoughts. He would only be a little embarrassed at not knowing the King's laws and manners, how to behave when the King speaks to him, but he considers what he does know how to do for the King as a great fortune, since he nonetheless knows some rules by which to keep the King's commandments, which he learned at school when he was young. And now that he is grown and wishes to serve the King, he will certainly miss the knowledge of the King's laws. It turns out that his concern is that he does not know what gives the King more pleasure, which act or which intention, other than that he lives in a world that is all good while gathering for the assembly. This is what the society should think, and to speak of the greatness of the society as it is written, quote, one should always praise the Creator and then pray end. Quote, it is the same with the society when we wish to demand something of the society which is called praying, we must first establish the merit of their society and then pray, meaning demand of the society to give us what we want from it. Teach first, we need to see what the society has, which possessions they have, which can receive from them by bonding with them. Perhaps he does not need the possession that the society has, but moreover he runs as far away from it as possible. Accordingly, when one comes to the assembly of friends, he should always see whether or not the friends have the goal that he craves, that each one of them has some grip on that goal, and he thinks that by everyone bonding together for one goal, each will have his own share as well as the shares of the whole of their society. It follows that each member of the society will have the same strength as the whole society together. Thus each one should seriously consider the purpose of their gathering, that it should bring about a sensation following the assembly of friends, where each one has something in his hand which he can put in his vessels, and that he is not in the form of quote, but do not put any in your vessels, and quote, each one should consider that if he does not sit especially attentive during the assembly, not only does he himself lose, but he also corrupts the whole of the society. This is similar to what is written in the Midrash, quote, two people went inside a boat, one of them began to doctor to drill beneath him, making a hole in the boat. His friend told him, why are you drilling? And he replied, why should you care? I am drilling under me, not under you. So he replied, you fool, both of us will drown together with the boat, end quote. And after they speak of the importance and necessity of the society, there begins the order of correction. How and with what can we reinforce the society to become one block, as it is written, quote, and there Israel camped before the mount, end quote, and it was explained as one man in one heart. The order should be that anyone with a suggestion that can improve the love of friends, it should be discussed, but it must be accepted by all their friends, so there is no issue of coercion. Here thus far we discussed the connection between man and man, which is to bring us the connection between man and God, as it is written in Matan Torah, the giving of the Torah. It follows that as they speak of the importance of love of friends, and that its whole importance is that it leads us to the love of the Creator, they should also think that the love of friends should bring us into the importance of the love of the Creator. What a privilege it is for us to read Rabash, and this article especially, before the Congress, feels like an ocean from which we can draw more and more truly infinity. Now we would like to share and to be incorporated in their in our impressions, in our feelings, in the seal that we have built with the help of the article, and actually to scrutinize what is the order of the agenda of the assembly, what are the stages that we need to go through when we read this order of the agenda of the assembly, as Rash is guiding us. So what is the order of the assembly? What are the stages that Rabish now guided us about? In the article we read there are a few stages here, really, which Rash gradually explains to us. The first one is that we need to arrange the praise, the merit of the assembly. We need to understand why we want to come together, what it gives us, and the connection with the Creator. In that respect, we have to arrange the praise of the Creator and also the praise of the assembly, which should bring us to the praise of the Creator. So that's the first stage. Yes, he gives a beautiful example that we can understand with our own logic. Before you ask someone for something, you want to know that he can give it to you. This is truly something important, to trust him that he can give it to you, that he wants to give it to you, meaning these are very basic things, all the more so when we want to ask from the Creator. So the best, the most important is to know that indeed we trust the Creator, that he can give us everything we want, and we trust the Creator that if it is suitable, he will also give it to us. Yes, and then the next stage is where each friend shares his opinion about the Actions, the actions that each one should take so that together we can acquire love of friends so that we can come closer to each other. More, one of the conspicuous points is that it should be clear to us that we need to demand a reward, that when we come to the assembly it's with a purpose, that we will come out of it with full of forces, and not that we simply meet and everything dissolves, but rather we want the Creator to give us a reward for our efforts. Yes, and another very important point he discusses here is to regard spirituality, to value it. Who am I talking to? Who am I turning to? Whose commandments am I observing? Whose Torah am I studying? That's very important, yes, and we said that in the beginning we need the importance and the greatness of the Creator and of the society, and then in the second stage we talk about counsels. What can we do for the benefit of the society? And the next stage is in practice. We need to implement the decisions that we've reached during the assembly of the friends, during our gatherings. So this is not for the future, it's for right now. What we're talking about now, we need to implement it between us. Absolutely, I agree with the friends about all the stages. It's a golden article really, which helps us turn every assembly of friends, and it could be the lesson also. By the way, it can be the meal anytime we gather. First of all, the goal is that each one receives the importance of the goal, the importance of the Creator from that assembly. Each one brings a little with him and gives it to the friends, inserts it into them through his thoughts, right? So through actions, thoughts, through speech, and then each one will receive the importance of the Creator that the whole society has. Here another thing he writes, that each one should be in the assembly with special attention so that he will not deviate from the goal, and he doesn't pay the special attention. He's drilling a hole in the boat. He uses this allegory also, like Danny said. The impression is that the three stages are for implementation right now in the assembly, yes. Additionally, it's written that as we speak of the importance of the love of friends, the importance of it is that it brings us to love the Creator. So that is a part of the work which we daily remind each other of, the love of friends. Though it's hidden in the article, it's not exactly conspicuous from the words, but that is the work, and we continue to persist with then to create the vessel which will allow us to feel more. So our teacher, the Rash, through the article, yes, Rash also emphasizes that the work should be with joy. A person should replace his joy from enjoying acts of reception to enjoying acts of bestowal. Only if he enjoys bestowed, then he has equivalence of form. When he feels joy and pleasure from bestowing, only if he reaches such discernments, then he has equivalence of form. Joy is very important. We're told that if we want to know if we're serving the Creator correctly, we should see if there's joy in it, and the joy should come from us trusting the Creator. So it's a matter of faith. Faith is the most important thing. Faith, to annul oneself, to trust the Creator. It all comes to the same place, the same thing. So the main thing is to trust the Creator, to have faith, to enjoy the path, because this is what the Creator decided on. So simply have faith. Seemingly, when we connect and come closer, we want a common goal, we can achieve anything. And so later on in the article, Rash guides us to want the right thing, and the right thing is to turn our whole inclination towards self-love that we were born with, to turn it into love of others, bestow the Creator's quality. This is why he says here that we need to raise the importance all the time. The importance of the Creator in the multitude of people is the King's glory, etc., so that we will elevate the right value and tune ourselves towards that. We need to establish in our thoughts the importance of spirituality, to the point where we feel that every little thing is worth a great fortune. So between us, our thoughts can really cause the friends to feel how enormous it is to have even the slightest contact with the Creator, and to establish the feeling that the Creator is now speaking to each one of us, and each one has contact with the Creator. Yes, and how important it is, this emphasis that the contact with the King comes through the environment, through the the friends through the 10, that first of all we need to arrange the praise of the society, the praise of the friends, and from there to continue to the love of the Creator. We came here to look for love of friends, yes, even twice the first time we have to arrange the praise of the Creator, then we work between us a love. Friends, the praise of the friends, and then again the final goal is to reach the love of the Creator. So this is what we start with, this is what we end with, and the work in the middle is the work we do between us. Yes, I very much liked the matter of joy here, pleasure, joy from the assembly, from the importance that we receive. So we have to check ourselves to see if we truly attain that every time. And the second stage here is where we again and always work on advice, what can help us acquire that more and more. And I also like the here where he says that even in the middle of the day later, when he remembers the Creator, then he will have the strength to be thankful. He has such importance that he's really grateful that the king called upon him. Yes, and he also tells us that as you relate to the Creator as you want to relate to the Creator, as you need to relate to the Creator, you should relate the same way to the friends as it is written. One should always praise the Creator and then pray likewise also in the assembly of the friends. First, arrange the greatness of the assembly, the greatness of the friends, and then seemingly demand from them the outcome. Demand like in praying, and also that is actually what helps us focus our intention, the purpose for which we engage in this business, and we advance with little touches like with a diamond. We try with all our mind to form it, and it forms between us. That helps us feel the greatness and importance of the connection between connection and the greatness of the Creator. Yes, and to be in the greatness of the Creator, to receive pleasure from active bio is rights. We need to appreciate a spirituality. In order to appreciate spirituality, a person has to look for people who are like-minded, that they're also seeking how to increase the importance of spirituality. So this reinforces us with the T and with the environment. Why do we constantly need to be together? Because only these people have their importance, and they're working in order to appreciate spirituality. Yes, to appreciate spirituality, to have the quality of ball, namely the quality of ball which is opposite to the direction the rest of humanity is going. And in those terms the importance of the 10 is enormous, because a person always adapts himself to his environment, and so the 10th, the world's CLE, the Israeli CLE. Arsh, we have to maintain a connection which will give us the strength to choose the quality of bestow, to follow this path. So after we raise the importance in the right direction, and this is the desire that is speaking within us, meaning this is the prayer that we were all right. Friends, now we read specific paragraphs from the article, and we'll work with those. So please, so we're reading from the beginning of the article in Hebrew. It's page 267. The order or the agenda of the assembly in blessings are sages. Rod Arsham said one should always praise the Creator and then pray. From where do we have that? From Moses, as it is written and wide interpreted, that when one wishes to ask for a favor from another mother, he must know if he has what he asks of him, because if he doesn't have it, there is no point in asking, and B, that he has a kind heart to give. This is so because he may have what he asks, but not the kind of heart that would give. One must first need one. Hence, first one needs to praise the Creator, meaning believe that the Creator has everything that one is asking for, and also that the Creator is merciful and grants each and every one his wishes for the best. Yes, friends, we know that without the importance and greatness of the Creator, we don't really have fuel on the earth. Gives us very clear guidance here. So let's do another round in the workshop and talk about why it is important to arrange praise of the Creator before the request. Again, why is it important to establish praise of the Creator before the request? Yes, we want to perform this action right now, meaning to raise the importance and the greatness of the Creator, we know this is the basis for the gathering, so really why this? Principle is a why we have this. Principle, that of the importance of the Creator, and without it our whole gathering won't have in it the goal and the outcome that we want to achieve. So let's raise the importance of the Creator right now in this round, and let's scrutinize what is this important, and why is it important for us to raise the greatness of the Creator before the gathering, before our request. Why is it important to arrange the praise of the Creator before we ask Him? It's called the order, the agenda of the assembly, meaning that first of all we must put things in order, right? And order begins in our hearts. Our heart, it's not ordered correctly, and we need to take one step at a time with rush to put it in the correct order. We know that the main thing for us is prayer, and we want to pray the proper way, and if we want to adhere to bash and pray the proper way, first of all we have to understand who we're talking to, right? And the extent to which we've been rewarded to speak to the King of the world. We know that because He brought us here and gave us the opportunity, but the keeps forgetting that, so again and again we have to put our hearts in order to put Him in our minds, that He is above everything, above the whole world, and so on. It's exactly because of the oppositeness of form that whichever way I turn I always see myself. So we have to constantly look at it like a common baby or a common pet we have, or some plant that we want to help develop, that we have to constantly see that it's going in the right directions, it has the right conditions to develop, otherwise it will always end up in the same place. But this is the power we have in the group, that we can work on it together and infect each other and increase for each other. The importance of the goal, there's great gratitude for the fact that we have it. We have this way in a common way. Importance and lack, those are two related things. If we don't have a lack, we cannot ask, we have nothing to ask for, and if we have importance, then we do want to attain what's important for us. So if we raise the importance of the Creator, of the quality of all, then we are capable of turning to the Creator and requesting that if it's not important, then there's no lack in the heart, there's no prayer.